I didn't know Aaron quite as well as many who have been so generous in sharing their memories. But as a member of the Board of Directors of Creative Commons, I am honored to be here to convey CC's grief, our gratitude, and our commitment to continuing to work toward the world of openness and sharing that Aaron worked to architect for all of us. Many of you recently helped to celebrate the 10th birthday of Creative Commons, commemorating the launch in December 2002 of our first suite of open content licenses at the party that Seth described. But of course, there was a gestation period before the birth of CC, and that's when I met Aaron thanks to Lisa. I think he was 15 when I met him, but appeared to be about 11. As most of you know, Creative Commons is a steward of a set of public content licenses. They have license deeds and legal code and RDF metadata that is designed to make the licenses human readable and lawyer readable and machine readable. That's the beauty of the CC vision, but it's also a challenge. It's a challenge to find any one person who can really wrap their heads around and talk about this idea, a person who understands humans and lawyers and machines. So when Lisa and I first described CC at the O'Reilly Emerging Technology Conference in May 2002, we needed some help. Speaking for myself, I was human, and I was a lawyer, but I didn't read or speak machine. So the idea of explaining what CC would have to do with HTML, XML, RDF, and the W3C terrified me. So I gave a presentation in which I said some boring things about law and some vague things about metadata. Lisa gave a demonstration that I think was more exciting. But when the complicated questions from the audience started, we handed the mic down to little Aaron. With some trepidation, I'd just met the kid, but it was an act for me of pure desperation. I couldn't answer those questions about RDF, and I figured, well, at least he's adorable. Of course, I found Aaron's notes on the presentation still online this afternoon. They read almost like poetry. We did the Creative Commons intro in the morning. Lisa forgot the VGA dongle for her iBook, so I donated mine instead. Whole thing seemed to go over pretty well. I answered a couple of questions at the end. I think Aaron answered all of the questions. And I was wrong to be nervous about it. Of course, he could answer the questions and delight the audience, not with his adorableness, not only that, with his vision and with his ability to communicate it to all of us. We were finally hearing from someone who could explain to humans and even to lawyers how to harness the power of machines to overcome unnecessary limits on sharing. Aaron's vision, more powerful than I could explain or even comprehend. How to harness the power of machines to overcome unnecessary limits on sharing. It was a vision Aaron pursued for CC, but far beyond CC as well, as many of you can attest better than I. But Aaron was not a machine, and he was not a lawyer. He was a human and tragically mortal. But his vision was not. The answers he gave to our questions were not. He shared them, and so we still have them. And the people in this room are dedicated to sharing them forward and to making the machines for sharing them forward work better and better, and to making the law for sharing them forward work better and better. I want to end with something else that Aaron shared. It's just a casual email to a W3C list from August 2002. To me, it captures his brilliance, his gift for communicating, his vision of sharing, and his generous spirit. Hi there. If you haven't already heard, Creative Commons is a new nonprofit organization working to make it easier for copyright holders to share their work by dedicating it to the public domain or licensing it to the public on generous terms. As part of that effort, we've been working hard to develop our licenses and metadata strategy over the past few months. When we launch our site, we want to not only give our users licenses, but also a sample of RDF that they can add to their web page. We're hoping that by spreading these chunks of RDF around the web, we'll provide a useful base that interesting projects and applications can exploit. For more information, please check out our website. We'd appreciate your comments, thoughts, and code. Please send them to the CC metadata mailing list. We'll be monitoring the list and responding to your questions. Thanks, Aaron. We'll be monitoring the list and responding to your questions. I hope that somehow Aaron is monitoring this list. I hope we return to his words and his vision to help answer our questions, and that we share those answers with our fellow humans. To Aaron, thank you for sharing.